What's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Commodity. I'm Fez.
And this is Fez Jr.
And today we're taking a look at, you want to read that?
Record players.
Kids react to record players / vinyl.
What does vinyl mean?
Vinyl is another word for a record because it's the material that they make the record out. So we'll learn about that in this video, okay?
Okay.
Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Do it for this man right here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into that.
This thing is weird. I don't get this.
So today, you're going to be reacting to this.
Whoa! It's like a DJ thingamabobber thing. But like...
What do you think it is?
Record player?
Do you know what a record player is?
No.
Oh, shoot. I'm screwing that thing off.
But I do know one of the older models.
What is that?
I think it was like a tuba, but it was in a flower shape.
You're
There
right.
was a box on the bottom.
Yeah.
You twist it. There's a record on it.
Yeah.
A DVD.
Yeah.
And then there's this handle. And when it touches it, it spins around. It plays the music out of the
Where'd you
hole.
learn about that?
I just saw it and I learned about it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the first way that people listen to music, more or less. I mean, there may have been something before.
But then the first iPods came out.
You got something on here. Yep, and then, well,
I
actually,
made a video about that.
so from that,
The first iPod.
yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah, we can do that next time. Yeah. So before, there was a bunch of steps in between before the iPad. You have what they call records or vinyl, same thing. Then I believe it was 8 tracks. Then you had cassette tapes and then CDs. And technically between that you had like really weird different types of ways to listen to music. And then MP3 players came out, which is an iPod. And I had one of the early iPods. I didn't have the first one, but I had an early. I had the first Nano. It was a small one.
I wish I had the first iPod. I don't know why.
It's not that cool. Your phone does more than that.
I know. Even though my phone is old, it still does a lot of things.
Yep. All right. Don't forget to sit up, okay? Let's get back into this.
Okay.
really old.
Oh my gosh, I cannot think of the name.
It's a record player! I have one!
Well, first things first, do you know what this is?
It's after a phonograph. Tape recorder, tape player.
Radio
Phonograph.
player.
So the thing you were talking about is called a phonograph.
What thing?
You remember the thing that you said that was like a big tuba thing that looked like a flower?
Yeah.
That was a phonograph. Tell me that one.
My teacher used to have a record player, so she showed us pictures.
This is a
Amazing.
record player.
A record player? It looks broken.
So record players have been used in their primitive forms for over 100 years, and many people still use them
I
today.
really want a record player.
It's a long time.
Well, for many years, this was the only way that you
They
could
do
listen
look
to music
cool.
in your house.
Oh, that's
But they play very
I would
clean
like
music.
rather dance to music
That's
like
so
on my
good.
mom's phone.
This
Yeah.
is the only way they could listen to music. I mean, like, there's so many ways. I mean, obviously now, like, there's phones or iPads or computers.
How do you think you play music with this?
Just place a CD in it. You put like a disc here, and then you like
Correct.
it moves. Grab a record and then put it on the top.
Put the disc on here, put that on here, and it makes music.
I don't know what this thing is. All I know is that you gotta go like this, then you poop, and then.
So first things first, you're gonna need something else to get this to work.
The disc, like the song.
So you
Do you know how they make music? It's really, really cool how they make music.
With those.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm sure they'll go over it, so I'm kind of jumping ahead, I think. So you see this thing right here? This is called a head.
and you place it on it and it makes sounds from the record.
But what makes it make the sound?
I think that what makes it make the sound is, so you have to put a DVD there. And in the DVD are parts that if it gets touched in a certain part, it plays music. But it has to touch something, and it's a special thing, so that's why they made that.
So
So
technically,
it can touch it and spin, so it could play music.
So very different from a DVD, but at the same time very similar as a DVD. So what it is you have a disc, and then there's microscopic bumps and valleys. Like, you know, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and every time it hits those, it's making like a little scratching noise across it. And every time it hits that, it makes a different sound, and that's how it makes music. CDs are the same way. They're just much more.
Good.
Much better, but it's much more refined. And now we don't even use either of them, like on a normal basis for most people.
How do they get these old stuff?
You can buy this stuff. Remember, we were talking about collecting things. Mm-hmm. You remember? So I mean, people buy these old-fashioned record players, and
I want the gramophone instead.
I wonder if we can find a gramophone. That'd be really cool. All right, let's get back into this.
There's like no way we find a gramophone on Amazon.
Well, not on Amazon. Well, there might be
We just search up gramophone, and the first thing that pops up is a gramophone, $1.
Oh, that'd be funny. Okay, let's get back to this, okay?
And then later we found out that it was pool floaty.
Oh, all right.
You'll need
Something.
this.
Yay!
Found it.
CD.
Yep, that's a record.
Jackson! Yay!
So this is called a record.
Ooh la la.
If you wanted to listen to this way back when, you'd have to drive.
Well, let's read what it says. You want me to read it out loud?
The record player, otherwise known as the phonograph,
Mm-hmm.
was invented in 1877 by Thomas Edison, and was the first device able to record, to reproduce recorded sound throughout most of the 20th century. The disc phonograph record, sometimes refined as a vinyl
Referred.
referred to a vinyl record,
Became.
became the main audio recording and music reproduction format.
Very good. I'm proud of you, bud.
Down to the store and purchase one of these records, and then hope the store had them in stock.
I don't like that. If you don't know how to drive, that's pretty hard.
So what do you think about that system for buying and listening to music back then?
If we buy and sell music today, it's like way easier.
Google's much easier than this. Hey Google, play whatever. I feel bad for them because you just have to like drive down and maybe you don't even have one near you.
I'd rather download all these on my phone.
Okay, well, it looks like you already kind of figured it out, but yeah, we're going to have you put that in and play some music with it.
There we go. Never mind.
Oh, let's start over. Sorry. Do it one more time.
The phonograph cylinders were the earliest commercial
Earliest commercial
medium for the recording and reproducing sound. The audio was
engraved.
on the outside of these hollow cylinders. Objects would need a hand crank to rotate the cylinders and play the recording. Mary Had a Little Lamb is considered many as the first song ever played on a phonograph, and it was recorded by Thomas Edison himself in 1877.
So Mary had, you know that song, right? Mary had a little lamb.
I can't even remember it.
Well, don't over talk on me so I can sing it to you so you can remember. But you don't remember that? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb,
I don't
little
remember
lamb. Mary had a, its fleece was white as snow. So that's how the sound came out. Instead of having speakers, you had the sound come out. All right, let's go back to this.
It was upside
That
down.
must be like an old model.
Well, there, I bet you that's the original, 1877. I mean,
it's got to be the first one.
it's well over 100 years old.
This thing is weird. I don't get this.
What's that one on the top?
I don't know, bud. You gotta adjust it, slow it down.
Well, how do you slow it down?
I did it!
No help. Did this all by myself.
Does it need white batteries?
Did they use batteries?
No. So,
You just had to.
well, I mean, they could have, but man, the size of the batteries that would have to run this back in the day would have to be like big, giant batteries or a lot of small ones. So most of these you had to be plugged in to the wall.
Ballads, tone,
I want a
loudness,
battery one.
and
No,
speed, I think.
if I got one, it'd have to
fidget
be
spinner.
plugged
I
in
think it's
probably.
cool.
I want a
It's
gramophone
good.
that you have to plug in.
Okay, that's better.
It sounds weird. Like, how do you listen to it underwater?
Well, you can't play DVDs on this.
Can't?
No, you have to play
Oh, I forgot the CBD.
the vinyl or record.
The record.
Because it's a record player, not a DVD player. Two different things.
I keep confusing time.
It's okay. You've only been around for a little bit of time.
Only 7 years.
Mm-hmm. But you're doing pretty darn good.
I don't know what happened.
Since it's a little older, it's a little bit muffled, but I actually really like it.
But you see how whenever it's moving, it looks like it's doing this? It's because it's worn out. Or
Okay, like you like the
Could be
epic
older.
DJ.
You can. You do it with the actual disc, though. You don't do it with the needle.
Oh, okay. DJ really in their house.
Record players are like
that's pretty cool, right?
best. The only problem I have with it is like how portable is it really? It's not as portable as just having your phone in your
How
pocket.
did they
On the
find
side
these
of like
kids?
coolness and like elegance.
My guess is they put an ad out for parents that want to, because they're in LA where it's a bunch of people that are into trying to create entertainment, whether it's in movies or TV or commercials. So I bet you they went through an agency trying to find people to appear on here. And then some of these people are still on here, and this is old. Let's see how old this is. This is 5 years ago, and some of these people are still on their channel, and they're already kind of much more grown
The
up.
kids?
Hmm. But they're not kids anymore. They're teenagers.
Also, they're going to make like a video with teens reacting to new old things.
Or just things in general. Because at that time, you've learned a
I'm
lot.
trying to make that sound go up.
See, it's better, but just from utility and how easy it is to use, obviously worse.
So if you wanted to listen to a different song on the album, how do you think you do that?
I don't know.
I actually have no clue.
Are you taking the whole record off? You don't need to do that.
Oh, you don't?
Nope.
What?
You have to pick this.
This
I'll
thing?
let you learn. Sorry.
This?
Nope.
This?
Nope.
This?
Yes. So you actually have to pick up the needle and place it on a different part of the record.
If you have an iPad or a phone now, it's easier because you just have to press a button.
You see these little marks? It goes
Do what?
They used to have lines on them.
On the records? They still do. That's how they make music.
It hits the lines, and the lines.
Well, the lines are guides.
The lines are bumpy.
No. So you have these lines that stick up, and then they're guides for the needle to stick down and to the middle, and that's where you have your
So-
peaks and valleys.
So the lines, they are making holes for the needle to go into.
And that's how it makes the sound. Yeah.
go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
You're supposed to do it when it's not playing.
It says Bohemian Rhapsody's on here. This should be Bohemian Rhapsody.
Dang, she got it dead
So one of the
on.
features of this, as you've obviously noticed,
Okay.
There was a decline in vinyl record popularity when the 1980s. After the 1980s, when the largely replaced in CDs in the late 2000s, there seemed to be a
Renewed.
renewed interest and increased sales for records due to what many say was a new found appreciation
Of.
of the elastic
That was close. That was very, very close. Aesthetic. That's a hard word.
as the aesthetic and sound in the 2017. Sony Music announced that they will be producing vinyl records in the house for the first time since 1989.
So I don't know if they like companies were taking CDs and then recording them onto the vinyl records. But now basically what that's saying is now Sony is going to start making them again, if that makes sense.
They will?
Yep.
Again? Are they still?
Yeah. So I was actually at the store because it reminded me I wanted to get a record player for that corner over here behind us. So I could.
You wanted to get a record player?
I want to get a record player for there. You think I should?
Did you find one?
Oh, I've looked at them. There's plenty of options out there. I want one that looks old.
I want a gramophone.
We'll see if we can find one.
Please, gramophone. Please.
But I'm not buying you a big one. We'll see if we can find a small
So
one.
that you can increase or decrease the speed of the song using one of the switches there.
Yeah.
And the reason for this was that different records actually just naturally played at different speeds.
Slower. It's cool. Oh my god. It sounds like a baby.
It sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That's cool because what if you're like have so much energy, you just be like.
Wait, what? Why does Freddie Mercury sound like he's an 11-year-old?
And she knows
What if we
her
go to
music.
16?
Hmm.
Knows how to do.
No, she knows her music. I'm pretty sure. Do you know who the band Queen is?
Her.
No. It's actually a bunch of guys that are in the band Queen.
That are in the band Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the band Queen then?
It's a band of guys that sing a bunch of very, very famous songs.
And that's them.
Well, that's on the record.
So
See.
it's singing that?
Yeah, so if you're listening to the music,
Nope. You could put like hidden messages in it. Like if it goes super fast,
They
you
used
can
to do
hear
that in
this,
reverse.
But if it's normal, you can't hear it.
So today, all of your music is...
They put
Okay.
hidden messages in it?
you want me to read this or do you want to?
I will.
Okay.
In 2016, vinyl record sales reached a 25-year high thanks to consumers for all generations. More than 3 million vinyls were sold, which is the highest number since 1991. It was also the first year that vinyl spending larger.
Vinyl spending, yep.
was larger than that of digital downloads.
Wow.
And many believe it was due to the loss of many music rights throughout the year, such as David Bowie and Prince.
Bowie. Your mom loves David Bowie.
She does?
Yes. Her favorite movie has, and that's David Bowie right there with the lightning bolt in his face.
How did you do that?
Somebody painted it on there, but your mom loves David Bowie.
He has an extra part of skin.
No, it's just a picture.
It's not even visible as it is all done digitally. But back in the day, you'd have this massive record player along with a large record just to listen to a few songs, and then a whole other large record just to listen to other songs. So what do you think about having to take up this much space just to listen to music? Listen to other songs. So what do you think about having to take up this much space just to listen to music?
That would be not good because you gotta keep spending money and money and money. The records are pretty big. They would be pretty much stacked over.
That would take up a lot of space. How many songs I have on my phone is probably how many rooms plus 10 are in the White House.
I kind of prefer like a small little device.
But this takes up almost the whole table. It's definitely not as great as today's music.
It's definitely very big.
For sure, it's huge.
Just look how big it is.
And the discs are like this.
Yeah.
Now they make what's called a 45. I believe it's called a 45 where there's smaller versions of it. But still, it's a big
It's
disc.
big.
Yeah.
So awesome. Like, I'm still in shock. Like this actually works.
Finally, as we mentioned, people do still use record players to this day. So after using one of them,
Will you ever use a record player?
I will try to.
Okay, so you want to.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to put one right there for you.
today, do you think you'd ever use a record player to listen to music?
Yeah, you could spin it hard if you're strong enough.
Yes.
Yeah, like old technology.
No, I'll stick with my iPad.
Yeah, totally. I like it more than listening to it on a phone.
I would back away from it.
Yeah, definitely get one.
No, because our record players and storage.
What was the slang for awesome back in the day? This is a very radical music player.
I would love to, and I will keep doing it. I do have one, so I'm taking this home. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Kids React like Monica Gonzalez.
So yes, I mean I want one too. Actually, I don't know where I was, and they had a whole bunch of records, and I was looking at them a lot. I think Queen was one, which is the band that they were listening to. They had Dr. Dre, which you don't know about yet. I'll introduce you to that when you get old enough.
Okay.
They had a whole bunch of really good music that I grew up with and was actually before me. Like Queen was technically before me. It was more your mom's time. Actually, I think it was even before mom.
Even before Nanny?
No, not before Nanny. Nanny was listening to Elvis Presley. There was a Elvis Presley record. I'll let you listen to Elvis Presley any day. I love Elvis.
Okay.
Or Dean Martin and the Rat Pack.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
You want to listen to Elvis?
Yes, because he's like the man in history.
Yeah, he is probably one of the. I bet you he's a top 3 to 5 most important musicians of all time. He made a huge impact in the music industry.
But definitely in the history book.
Yep.
In the history book, like in the musician section, the first person you're gonna see, the most important person is definitely gonna be Elvis.
You've heard about Elvis before?
Yeah.
Me and Mom have gone to visit where he grew up, where he lived in Memphis.
We actually went up to, what was it again? Oh yeah, Mount Rushmore for a trip, and we actually went up to Route 66 Museum, and we were on the real Route 66.
Yeah, I
And so we went to the museum, and there was like this area, and it had like a diner there, and apparently Elvis has sat there 3 times.
Really?
Yes.
That is really
But
really
you can't
cool.
go in it.
Oh, they don't let you. They got to band off.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to think about. That somebody that was that important
Sat
to
there.
music
Sat there.
was where you were at one point.
He went in there and sat there 3 times.
That's really really cool.
It even says it on the internet, but I don't know where my mom got it from.
Oh yeah. Either way, really
We
cool.
went to a lot more places. Of course, we went to Mount Rushmore. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of the trip. I mean, what's
4G.
going up to Mount Rushmore if you're not gonna even go to Mount Rushmore?
Right?
What's the point?
When in Rome.
You're not even gonna call it that.
Exactly. But you want to go ahead and close this out?
If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.
And I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.